Welcome back to Celebrity Radio here at Foxwoods, and a man who has been all over the news in recent weeks as part of this brand new production called The Supernaturalists here at Foxwood is Spencer Horsman. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I am great, and all the better for seeing you alive.
Yes, I get to do another show now.
Yeah, I saw this video, and there it was. You'd go into water and you hold your breath for about 4.5 weeks, and it didn't go so well on this one rehearsal, did it?
Right, I just came really from pushing too much, too long, too hard, especially the last couple of weeks getting the show up and running. And so we were running 16, 18-hour days, 3 or 4 rehearsals a day, and there's a point where your body's going to give out. Your mind may go, oh yeah, you're fine, you've had plenty of coffee, you can keep going, but otherwise your body's just going to give out, and that's what happened.
Yeah, there's one thing you do need, which is air in life. I mean, you're going to struggle without it, aren't you? Really?
Apparently it's an important thing, and considering this is coming from somebody that's also dealt with asthma his entire life, it takes a little bit more work than I guess the average person would.
You shot to fame on America's Got Talent. That's where people fell in love with you, and you come from a background that you've known no different. I mean, show business is in your blood, isn't it?
Correct. Both my parents were entertainers. They were clowns in a Ringing Brothers Circus for a number of years, and my father was also Ronald McDonald for 20 years for McDonald's, and they also opened up a magic store when I was a year old. So I started learning magic when I was 4 and been doing it since.
Just on the Ronald McDonald thing, do you get a voucher where you get free Big Macs or anything?
Used to. When we worked at McDonald's restaurants, we could get all the free food we wanted. I can't believe I'm still the same size that I am now, considering all the triple cheeseburgers and nuggets that I was eating.
Let's talk about that and you and this thing in front of me. I mean, there was a point you walked out and you look really elegant. I thought, oh, they're very nice. He's got a nice suit on. And then you do this thing where you subtly go, I'm going to take my clothes off now. Is that absolutely necessary? Couldn't you have a thing come down or wear a dressing gown?
That was all Chris's idea. So no, he wanted something, the stark contrast from basically then and now. So I walk out in the traditional, infamous photo of Houdini and the tails and the tux and the handcuffs, and then go from there. Since everything else is different, everything is really taking all your magic you've ever seen before and turning it on its head. And this is one way of doing that. So stark contrast. No sexy strip or anything. It's just fully clothed to, nothing. Minimal.
Yes, there's those camera shots when they zoom in and they're slightly inappropriate. I mean, the lady next to me, I had to get her a damp towel by the end. She was rather excited. So
I don't know where they're filming. The screens are behind me, so I'm just focusing on breathing.
You don't want to know when they're showing those handcuffs. Anyway, so there you are. What's great about your act is the tension. And as I said earlier, Lennon comes on and does this beautiful monologue, which is perfectly timed to get you in the box. And then we sit there and wait and wait and wait. And they've cleverly not put a timer on it. So we've really no idea how long you're in there. And it feels like an eternity. And we wonder at what point we're going to have to call 911 because nothing happens.
It's hopefully nothing happens on a good day. Something happening is me getting out and not dying. But yeah, we do. We do purposely not have a timer just because. it is still a long time. I'm in there, upwards of 4 minutes, and I have people afterwards go, "Oh my God, was that 5 or 6?" I'm like, "No, it was only 4," and they're like, "They were still 4." Saying only 4 sounds absurd to people, but that's still how long it is.
You do a great trick at the beginning where you say, try and hold your breath and see how long you can do it. And of course, there's nothing new in it. People have been doing this a long time, but they have died in the past. It is dangerous, and it's no joke.
Right, and absolutely. And again, the other versions too have had some sort of, safety net. They have a curtain that can cover, so if I need an emergency breath of air, I can come up real quick and get a breath, and the curtain comes back. There's none of that. There's really absolutely nothing hidden in this, be it with the tank or me, but there's strictly everything that you see is everything that you get. You see the tank, that's spinning, you see everything in it, the close-ups of the camera, nothing's being hidden.
When that video broke last week, and I think on my website it's currently had nearly 700,000 hits, what does that feel like when you switch on the Today program and CBS and Fox and CNN and it's you and they're talking about you nearly dying?
No news like bad news. There's an old saying that, nobody likes to watch another human being get hurt or killed, but they love to be on the spot where it happens. And it's very true of our culture, internationally, not just a U.S. thing.
It must have been crazy when you saw Matt Lauer reading out that story. It was peculiar.
We didn't expect that to, really go the direction. It's like accidents happen, obviously it happens more when you're doing a thrill act. Things like that happen in the circus, all that. And, it's it's part of the business. People are like, how could you go back the next day and start doing it again? Well, show must go on.
And I guess what it underscores is that this is real, and it is dangerous, and it is real water, and you are a human being, and you do need to breathe. Correct.
If something goes wrong with an illusion or whatnot, obviously you can still get hurt, you can get injured, you can, get cuts and bruises. But with this, a cut and a bruise are the least of my worries.
As I left the theatre last night, there you were taking photos with everybody, and the girls just seemed to rush towards you, especially the kids as well. What's it like being popular?
I don't know. Being an only child, for me, it's weird.
You sound needy.
No, yeah, I've a lot of people assume that if you're an entertainer, you're kind of wanting to be the center of attention and be in the spotlight. For me, I just love entertaining, so I like having that control of an audience on stage. But come my personal life and outside, and when I'm going out and hanging out, I pretty much hide away. If I go somewhere with friends to a bar or restaurant, I'm the one usually in the corner just hanging out, relaxing. I enjoy more of my private time. I enjoy time just with one or two close friends versus looking for attention all the time. I'm very thankful of everybody that comes. I will take photos, sign any autograph, shake anybody's hand, because again, none of us would be here, none of us would be performing unless people came to enjoy it. So I'm very, very big on, showing that thanks to the fans and anybody that attends our shows.
One of the things I love the most is to stay in a fancy hotel where I can have a bath. I suppose for you that's a busman's holiday, really, isn't it? I suppose water and you just get a bit bored.
Pretty much. All the jokes backstage, everybody after when I get out of the tent, they go, oh, want some water? Need some water? So it's never ending.
And then for you to find yourself in this mega production by Criss Angel, it's a great affirmation because let's face it, a lot of people who go on AGT or Britain's Got Talent end up ridiculed and are never seen again. There is a risk, isn't there, when you do those shows that you become less credible. For you, it's worked beautifully.
Absolutely. And America's Got Talent approached me for a number of years, and I turned them down just because during that time they were looking for mainly illusionists, and that really wasn't my thing. And finally I figured, maybe they'll bite for just an escape artist. No magic, just all escapes. And since I was the first one going on as an escape artist, I figured it's a good risk to take. Hopefully they'll treat me well, and thankfully they did. So I made it 4 out of 6 rounds. I was quite happy with it, built up a nice fan base from it. And from there, Criss brought me on to this project. And having him back myself and the rest of the cast is amazing because really no other magician, especially one that is still as famous as him, as successful, and who is still actively performing, has never taken that influence and power per se to promote other magicians because they feel, it's going to take away from me. But he's like, no, I want to help create. I want to bring up some other people. And it's an absolute honor that we were the first ones to kind of get involved in that ideal and that vision.
You're such a star, and this act is remarkable and tremendous and has to be seen to be believed because there's so much shtick involved in magic shows, and a lot of people, as you say, trying to do this in different ways to cover what they're really doing. To see you do it and just come out alive is remarkable. I need to inform you, half the audience, the men, by the end of the show hating you because we just all feel inadequate, and the ladies go home Googling you and, let's say, not Googling me, which is no good.
Well, hopefully the guys benefit from it at home, though, with the frustration. So it's all right. But no, this is a physical act, and so because what I am doing is something
you don't need to justify yourself.
No. This body is only like a year and a half new. Honestly, I was always up until America's Got Talent and all, and I saw myself on TV there. I went, I've been way too skinny, and 100 pounds or less my entire life. So the last 2 years, I put on 25, 30 pounds specifically to help also train with these escapes because it is taxing on your body. It hurts. It definitely you get beat up and. Plenty of bruises to show.
Well, I took your picture to my local gym and asked them if they could turn me into you, and we have a saying called you can't polish a turd. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but that's what they told me.
No, there's never too late.
I don't know what that means, Spencer, but great to talk to you. Spencer Horsman, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.